ash falling in their backyard, and it's easy to see why. I'll just have this big picture here, and you can clearly see this huge volume of smoke coming off both the Bear Fire as well as the August complex to the north. All of that filling up the valley. Now, the question is, when is this going to go away? When will we get better air quality? I can't really tell you. What we will be seeing over the next couple of days is shifts in the wind. Right now, our wind is generally...
So I break up our regularly scheduled programming of Sippy Cup Adventures and us doing our travels throughout Northern California. Now today's the first day I've got out and walked. That's why I'm a little short of breath. I haven't been able to walk outdoors for weeks. For this video, because of all the wildfires in California, we haven't been able to travel. It's just been too smoky. National forests have been closed down. So I'm not a reporter. I'm basically picked some pieces of media that I could share with you, and you can see what California is going through. So please take the time to watch, and I appreciate you following Sippy Cup Adventures. And as you can see, these fires caused just this apocalyptic orange glow across Northern California. These are photos of San Francisco. We're just inundated with smoke. Now, the majority of these wildfires were caused by lightning in mid-August. It's not unusual to get some monsoonal moisture come up from the south in California and get freak storms. But Tropical Storm Fausto, which was 1,000 miles off the coast of San Francisco, came up from Mexico, and moisture and winds were pushed into the area. And over 14,000 lightning strikes in a matter of 3 days struck California, causing the majority of these fires. Along with monsoonal moisture and record heat, just incredibly hot. And of course, it's 2020. One of the first fires to flare up in the middle of August due to lightning was the SCU Lightning Complex fire. It was more remote in Santa Clara, Alameda, Contra Costa, San Joaquin, Merced, and Stanislaus counties. Only 222 structures were lost, but 397,000 acres, and as of September 17th, it's 98% contained. And at the same time, we had the LNU Lightning Complex fire in Napa, Sonoma, Lake, Yolo, and Solano counties. You can see it wrap around Lake Berryessa. 363,000 acres. This was much more destructive. Had 5 fatalities, nearly 1,500 structures destroyed. It is now 98% contained.
Shores of Lake Berryessa.
It would sound like a monster coming, and it wasn't going to stop for nothing.
Gray's husband is a maintenance worker at Markley Cove and was scrambling to secure boats and equipment while his wife waited on the docks.
I'm like, we don't need anything, let's just go.
With fires suddenly everywhere, the Grays realized the lake was their only escape. They grabbed their 3 dogs and took to the water.
All I could imagine was like it just getting us. The flames just getting us. That's how fast it was moving. It was just really scary. It was just really scary. Like, I don't want to die this way.
The Grays called 911 and met a sheriff's deputy on the other side of the lake.
It was like leaving the apocalypse or something.
Kathy Gray is grateful her little family survived. The fire destroyed the Markley Cove store and some of the boats, but it could have been so much worse.
Close all the curtains, stay on the phone. We are the monsters, holding you still. We are the gallows up on the hill. Answer the question, is God on your side?
The CZU Lightning Complex fire, which took place on the coast in Santa Cruz and San Mateo County. 86,000 acres. It's 95% contained now, but this is where you heard about the destruction of Big Basin Redwood State Park, the oldest state park in California. There was nearly 1,500 structures destroyed, one fatality.
State Park in California, one of the crown jewels of the Santa Cruz Mountains, is unrecognizable. The journey to Big Basin State Park is not for the faint of heart. On Highway 236, there are down power lines and debris everywhere, and a half dozen huge fallen redwoods blocking the road means the 4-mile round trip must be done on foot. More on those fallen trees in a bit. As we head into the park, we pass some of the popular campgrounds. Sempervirens, Blooms Creek, all gone. The bathrooms and showers are now piles of rubble and tile, but this toilet paper did not burn. The water faucets still run, but pressure is low. And for this family, the evacuation orders interrupted lunch or dinner. Their juice, condiments, and a salad were abandoned mid-meal. As we enter the main core of the park, it's clear the intense flames spared nothing, leveled everything. The visitor center, nearly 100 years old, is no more. The nature lodge, the campfire center, all destroyed. The trailhead for the Skyline to the Sea Trail is now blocked by a fallen tree, the bridge itself damaged by fire. And the iconic Redwood Trail, home to some of the oldest trees in California, is impassable.
Now, clearly, the biggest fire in state history is now called the August Complex. It's a series of fires started by lightning up in the Mendocino National Forest. Here's the 20 largest California wildfires. The August Complex, which we're talking about, this one right here, is number one at 846,000 acres. The SCU Lightning Complex is the number 3 fire. The LNU Lightning Complex is the number 4. Then you got the Elkhorn in Southern California, the North Complex, which we'll get to, and the Creek Fire. So 6 of the top fires in the state of California history have all come from this year. On September 4th, the Creek Fire started in Fresno and Madera counties. This was a wind event where north winds, a red flag warning across the state happened. This was not caused by lightning. It's probably human caused, but they don't know for sure. It's up to nearly 200,000 acres.
Where that smoke is coming from. If you take a look just to our east, that is a huge fire. It wasn't there yesterday. It's the Creek Fire burning in Fresno County. It started last night, and because it's so hot and so dry across California today, this thing exploded. It's 36,000 acres right now. It didn't exist yesterday. There's zero containment on it. And no surprise, look at the white right there. That is a massive pyrocumulus cloud coming off of the flames, telling us there is an intense amount of heat. But all you have to do is look at the massive amounts of smoke. Now, I just showed you Tahoe. Look over here. There's plenty of smoke going into the Central Valley from this fire, which just started.
This is where you buy the scene on the news, national news, about the rescue of over 200 people from Black Hawk and Chinook helicopters. 3 of the helicopters that came in heavy smoke landed and rescued these campers. The fire as of September 17th is 228,000 acres and only 18% contained.
In a dramatic nighttime rescue, National Guard helicopters saved more than 200 people after a wildfire trapped them in the Sierra National Forest. The blaze, known as the Creek Fire, cut off the only way out of the Mammoth Pool Reservoir area near Fresno, California. The fire injured about 20 people, 2 of them critically. 2 Black Hawk helicopters and a Chinook flew in the rescue mission. The fire started Friday but exploded in size on Saturday. It has burned more than 70 square miles. The chief of the U.S. National Guard called the rescue simply extraordinary.
The last fire I was going to talk about is what's called the North Complex Fire, going currently in Plumas and Butte County. Now, this fire started some time ago up in Plumas National Forest, and it kind of laid down. But then the north winds, with the north wind and the red flag warning, just flamed the fire all the way down the Feather River Canyon, and it just took off. This fire, as of September 17th, is nearly 281,000 acres. It's 36% contained, but it has been very destructive. Over 1,100 structures have been destroyed, and there's been 15 fatalities. It basically took out the town of Berry Creek in the Oroville area. It just surrounded Lake Oroville. It never went on the west side of Lake Oroville into the town of Oroville, but there was evacuation procedures taken, and these Butte County residents have been through a lot. You might remember the Camp Fire in 2018. So why are these fires happening? Obviously you saw the lightning, and some are probably human caused, yet to be determined. But global warming is a thing. I never really paid much attention to it, as most people haven't. It's clear that our fires are hotter, the land is drier, there's less humidity, and they just take off. A fire may take 6 days or a week to grow to the acreage that they're at. It takes a matter of hours for them to explode because of all the dry fuel, the past droughts, and again, less humidity in the air. There's also been lack of forest management over the years. You know, the tree huggers back in the day wanted to save the spotted owl and the frogs and everything, and so there was no management of the forests. Our Governor Newsom, has done a better job, along with federal help, of clearing out the forest, but there's so much just dead brush out there. Beetles, beetle bark they call it, have just decimated so many trees, and all this dead fuel just leads to this expansion of these fires in such a rapid rate. So hopefully the forest will be managed a little bit better. We can thin it out. Heck, 10% of California is burnt, so we're 10% there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Be safe.